dreams and reality intertwine. A young artist named Clara finds herself trapped in a surreal nightmare. One night, while painting in her dimly lit studio, a strange whisper calls her name, beckoning her to step beyond the canvas. As she brushes her hand against the painted sky, the colors swirl and pull her in, dragging her into an alternate dimension, a realm where the bizarre is the norm and the ordinary is terrifying. The sky is a deep, swirling violet, and the ground beneath her feet pulsates like a living organism. Clara looks around and sees distorted shapes of what used to be familiar. Her easel, now a towering creature with long, spindly limbs. Her paint tubes, writhing like snakes, oozing colors that drip like blood. Panic grips her heart, but she's also entranced. This world is a chaotic reflection of her mind, a place where her fears and desires manifest in grotesque forms. As she wanders, she encounters other lost souls, artists like herself, each trapped in their own surreal prison. There's a sculptor who molds clay into screaming faces, a writer whose words float like ghosts around him, and a musician whose notes crystallize into sharp shards that pierce the air. Clara approaches them, desperate for answers. "How do we escape this place?" she asks, but her voice echoes back to her, warped and twisted. The sculptor points to a flickering light in the distance, a beacon of hope amidst the madness. "Follow the light, but beware of the shadows. They feed on fear and doubt." With renewed determination, Clara trudges forward, navigating through a landscape that shifts and changes with every step. Shadows dance around her, whispering her insecurities. "You'll never be good enough. No one will remember you. You'll fade away like a forgotten painting." Each taunt tugs at her heart, trying to pull her into despair. As Clara nears the light, the ground beneath her begins to tremble. The shadows grow bolder, morphing into twisted versions of her past failures. She sees herself standing in front of an empty canvas, paralyzed by doubt. "You're nothing without us," they hiss, and she feels their cold fingers gripping her mind, trying to draw her back into the darkness. But Clara pushes on, remembering the joy she felt when creating, the thrill of colors splashing across the canvas, the catharsis of expressing her deepest fears. With each step, she fights against the shadows, channeling her energy into a burst of creativity. She imagines vibrant colors swirling around her, dispelling the darkness, igniting her spirit. The light grows brighter, revealing a door made of shimmering paint. Clara reaches out, her fingers tingling as they touch the surface. Suddenly, the door swings open, and she is engulfed in a whirlwind of light and color. She feels herself being pulled through, the shadows screaming in rage as they lose their grip on her. But as she emerges on the other side, Clara's heart sinks. She finds herself back in her studio, but something is terribly wrong. The air is thick with an ominous presence, and the colors on her canvas have twisted into grotesque shapes, depicting her darkest fears, her failures, her regrets, her loneliness. The shadows are still there, lurking in the corners, whispering their taunts, now louder than ever. Clara realizes with a chilling clarity that the realm she escaped was not a prison, but a reflection of her own mind, a place where she could confront her demons. She grasps her paintbrush, trembling, knowing that to truly escape, she must face what she fears most, the truth about herself. As she begins to paint, the colors swirl again, but this time, They don't just reflect her fears, they transform them. The shadows start to fade, but as they disappear, Clara hears one last whisper. You cannot escape us. We are you. The screen fades to black, leaving the audience with a haunting question. What happens when the artist becomes the art, and the canvas becomes a mirror of the soul?